Hey, FlatsClass YouTube fans, I've got something, well, that we all have to deal with post-front, and that's high pressure fishing. I don't mean angler high pressure fishing. I'm talking about barometric pressure. Barometric pressure really changes your game because when you're fishing approaching the front or on the front, it just seems like you can't do anything wrong. You can go into your BUZBE box and pick out any lure and still have some success. But when you get 2 days after the front and that barometer is super high and steady with very little wind, smooth water, no clouds, I mean, it's impossible to catch fish. I mean, sometimes you could get skunked altogether. But I'm going to share with you today a little bait that will beat that high barometric pressure, and it'll beat it good. You also have to understand how to move real slow, fish a little deeper. Everything's got to be small, patient. You just have to do things the right way. And I had the perfect fishing partner for this challenge, and that is Robert Mealy. He's the Lynx Angler on Instagram. You've seen a lot of really cool videos from him because he may be one of the smartest, most techiest clients that I have. And he's super, super passionate about fishing, like over the top passionate about it. So he's the perfect one to take back in here because listen, I took him to a place where the bugs are so bad, you got to really want to go fishing, especially when things are going to be tough, and go back in there and be, I mean, I was inhaling bugs that day, coughing them up. So you got to have someone like that. So I'm going to send you to the action, and I'm going to dig out some tackle here so that we can talk about that about halfway through this video. Hey. And one more thing I forgot to mention. If you buy, because this is Christmas time right now, this is the holiday times. If you buy something since December 1st on CaptainCARichardson.com, moving toward Christmas Eve, and I don't know why I was about to forget this, you get a chance to be on FlatsClass YouTube with me. That's right. We're going to call you on Christmas morning. So if you've already bought something on my website, or you're thinking about buying something between now and Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, we're going to put you in the randomizer spin wheel, and some lucky angler is going to do, well, what Robert and I are about to do right now. Check it out. Episode of FlatsClass YouTube is brought to you by Aquatraction, your go-to solution for advanced marine flooring. Trout are red. Man, maybe it's a nice trout. Holy gosh, that is a good trout. Nicely done, nicely done.
First cast.
First cast.
Faster.
That current's a little faster in that deepest part. And little creeks like that one there, where they drain into the main creek, sometimes will produce snook. We're just a healthier redfish.
He's got a little bit more pull, so I know.
And he's in that tide too.
I'm worried about this tree. I think he's right on the tree.
Just be patient with him.
Yeah, should I just let him get himself?
Just slowly pull him around it. Should come. You're probably wrapped up in it pretty good. It's probably a lot of branches there.
No, I don't know what to do. Maybe just give him some slack.
See what happens with the slack. It's gonna be tough to get them free out of that because there's a lot of branches. You know, that's That's the trick with this stuff. Still feeling bouncing?
I think I
He's
got him
free. You got him free.
I got him free.
See if that's the snook that came out of that.
It's not a real big fish, but with all that current.
With all that current, it's a red.
It's a red.
Nicely done. Nicely done. The beer run's doing it. You just can't horse them with that small lure. Micro is going down. It's down.
Well, he's not a little one.
Yeah, I know. I could tell when the drag was singing.
That little tiny hook.
Well, that hook is actually designed to go in a bait called the Micro Finesse from Z-Man. But when you got to have a tough bite and you got to have a lure land light, it's just money. It's the closest thing to fly fishing with lightweight, light tackle stuff. I mean, it's the ultimate in finesse.
You know, I don't have the fly line to tire the fish out though.
No. I mean, and I'll be honest with you, I've got 5-pound Power Pro on that. 5 pounds, that's it. So it's a huge difference. It's a huge difference. So you just have to play the fish. You have to enjoy it. Savor the moment. Or in this case, maybe savor the next 10 minutes. I'm interested to see how that little Micro Finesse hook holds up and to see if I need to put a Pro Series hook in.
He's running into other fish.
Yeah, well, there's a ton of mullet in there. But that bait is the perfect bait. Ned shrimps, another, I mean, that's your bait, man. Every time we fish together, we do well on it.
Yes.
I'm going to jump down so I can be of assistance because getting close is going to be the key. So I'm going to put this here. I'm going to get the net because we definitely don't want to grab the leader on this one. We don't want to grab the leader. I'll kick this out. I see him. He's nosed into the bank. He's exactly nosed into the bank. See him there? Look at him. Look, he's right there around the corner. He's nosed into the bank.
Yeah. But
Is he hung up?
Might be a little bit.
I'll just pull right to him. Is he free?
Oh, that felt scary.
He's trying to get behind us.
I don't feel him.
He's right underneath that underhang.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna put the micro down again. Just don't let him get under the boat.
Oh, he's on the boat.
Okay, go around the front. There you go. Just don't let it touch nothing. I'm putting the anchor down again. Now I'm gonna grab the net. We're gonna need the net. Like I said, this was not gonna be a 5-minute battle, and you picked on a big one. You got a big fish. It's okay, we're forward it. Reel down quick. That's okay. Easy, smooth, everything's smooth. Water's nice and cool, so it didn't turn the way I wanted it to. Weird when you don't have a lot of control, huh? Woo! Listen, we wanted to know if that hook was going to hold up.
Nice.
We wanted to know. I guarantee you that's a 30-inch fish. That is a monster.
That's a lot of work.
A monster. Oh yeah.
Did he engulf it?
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
Didn't even bend out. You gotta love.
That's awesome.
You gotta love that. Hold that guy up. This is a beautiful picture.
Wow. Beautiful
Picture. Here, we're gonna move right in there and whoa. Nice. Very nice.
How good is that?
Yeah, we got it. Right there, yeah.
That's all right. It's recording.
Yeah, it's recording.
Oh, he's gone.
So this little beer run with that tiny micro finesse head held on to an 8-pound redfish. That lets you know how well built that bait is. But this thing lands like a feather on the water and nothing refuses it. Nothing. Well, that was a pretty big redfish right there. Big one on a really small bait. And I mean a tiny hook. We're going to talk about that next, but talk about the bait first. The bait is a salty Ned shrimp. This is a Z-Man bait that was launched at iCast, and I've done videos on it before, but let me tell you, it's got to be one of my favorite baits. And yes, in my favorite color. Is that self-serving? Absolutely it is. It truly is. I'm not only here to teach you how to catch fish, I'm here to make money. At least I'm honest. Think about it. All right, let's talk about the delivery system. Oops. Here's the specs on that rod. You can make them out here. I'm sure my guys will put them down here below so that you can see it. This is a Zodius monocoque handle rod, perfect for this light action stuff, finesse stuff. You feel everything. The Zodius is a really nice blank from the Shimano family, and I love it. It's got a little smaller guides than the Terramar series that I like to promote a lot because it's built for saltwater fishing, but this is like micro finesse fishing. So this is a really good setup for it. I take care of it. It does a good job. I also have it paired up. This is a Vanford reel. The Vanford is one of the lightest reels that you can get out of the Shimano lineup. And I packed it full of 5-pound Power Pro. That's it. Super thin. Super thin is going to give you more action on your lures. It's also going to allow you to cast these little suckers a long way. All right, let's talk about the bait, the leader. I'm using 15-pound. I'm using Seagar Gold, which is the thinnest of their fluorocarbons. I do not get paid by Seagar. I'm just telling you what I'm using. So it's 15 pounds. So it's almost invisible. You'll notice that my connection knot in this one is a little tiny Alberto knot. The Alberto's a little thinner, if you will, than the modified Albright. So it's not as boxy, and it's perfect for this type of setup. I use a long stretch of fluorocarbon, probably over 4 foot, but it's super light, super thin. And then there's the bait itself. That is a 1/15 ounce micro finesse jig head. If you can't find some of the stuff that I'm talking about at your local retailer, go to sodiumusa.com. They have almost everything. They are more or less a great online, I'm going to say, clearinghouse for inshore saltwater guys to buy product from. So go there. Go to sodiumusa.com. This little setup is one of my favorites this time of year, fishing those little holes, sight fishing for spooky fish, high pressure bluebird days, really works out. But I got to send you back to the action because we're not done. We are not done. There's a lot more fish catching to come. Go now. Pressure wave. Yeah, your pressure wave is not even perceivable to fish with a kayak. But I mean, not this whole boat is in the water. You got to think how high this thing floats. The Eldora floats so high, there's only half of the hull that you can see is in the water. So it's, yeah, I know there's, you know, there's redfish up ahead of you, straight ahead. Gotta be that much mullet. Those mullet were all in that corner when we came around. I just don't want to make them too nervous, so I'm just almost stopping here. I'm gonna have you throw to the left side next because it's a little deeper, I think. I just don't want to spook these guys because, quite honestly, if you spook the mullet and they go the way that you're in the direction that you're trying to deliver your cast, you will make it so that you can't catch the fish. Make a long cast up the left side, kind of left center. There you go, perfect. Come on, right there. We are going to see another big fish through here for sure. Up to you. Yeah, it's a little bit better fish.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, I've never been on the boat when you caught a fish. I didn't think you could.
Yeah, I don't get that many chances. Oh, he just pulled off. He balled that bait up, man. He just pulled off right there. That's what happens with a Texas rig sometimes.
That was exciting.
Oh, well, let's not skin the hook on this one, and let's set it up again.
I knew about the jump.
I thought he was going to be a trout. Hillsdale Dora lets you fish some pretty sketchy stuff.
Yeah, this is the one you had in it.
No, mine was much larger.
I think it was.
But a worthy stop in here, you know, and then switching to the little bit bigger bait that could get all the way down to the bottom. I mean, he's no giant by any stretch of the imagination, but a rod bender, if you will.
And with the current too.
Yep. And doesn't jump like a lady. A little salty Ned.
Oh, I think it's a red.
Definitely a red.
Yep.
Definitely a red.
That is the class. Well, then yours was bigger.
Yeah, but still.
Same fish. Oh, it's one of those days where I've lost count on how many fish we caught.
Yeah, it's nice to have those days. Especially as high pressure as it is today.
I think you're right though. This is a magic spot.
Yeah, it is a great spot.
And you've done all the work to figure out where the holes are.
Yeah, little salty Ned with the beer run color. And in you go, buddy. There are, trust me, there will be, we're just throwing that high pressure blue sky bait, you know, like a fly, but you can catch a lot bigger fish in that stretch. Whoa, whoa, whoa. But that little Ned shrimp catches everything. Mud on them. Anytime you get to where you've got these confluences of flow coming into one zone, it's always a likely spot for fish to post up, ambush prey. Yeah, there's probably some smaller ladyfish and stuff in here, or maybe even some smaller trout, but they're going to get that bait. And those T's, and that's another one where you got one there, it's kind of a T.
Get him in and out so we don't blow the whole spot up.
Yep, I'm gonna stay right here. Oops, moving that chair out of the way helped. We're probably in double-digit fish today. We're getting there.
This little hook is just hot. There it is. Okay, let's get right back to it.
But by swimming it like you're swimming it, see him, he'll probably swim right back over there where he was. Patience, patience. That's what it always comes down to when you fish zones like this. You can't bull rush them. You just got to kind of work your way in as slow as you can possibly stand it. These little crossroads definitely have fish in them.
It's crazy when you feel the fish running into the line.
Yeah, the mullet and the mud minnows, and hell, there's so many blue crabs in here. A lot of them are attacking that little shrimp. There's kind of a mud flat over here we're going to go to next. Right at the dead end. But they sit, that's definitely an ambush spot because you got a creek that runs out of here, turns here, makes the hard right angle, and you can see how the water's moving.
The super slow method as well.
Yeah. And they're just looking to ambush stuff that comes out of there. But that, you know, on a bright bluebird, high barometer day, which today is definitely some high pressure, it's sometimes the only way to catch them.
This little guy has some sharp teeth.
And they choke that little Ned shrimps. That little, ooh, here comes a little bit bigger one that tried to shoot out of there.
Dang it. This guy.
A little pair of pliers. I'm gonna try to manipulate us maybe into that other part of the creek, but I can't believe how the water's still rumbling here. Rumbling out.
There's something moving up in here.
Do you? Probably a pig or a deer. Skunk ape.
There's stuff pushed down too.
Yeah, there's game that walks through here all the time. They live in the trees there. I can't tell if there's something there on the left of the boils or not, or if that's just mullet there. Oh, lots of times I'll look over these vistas out here and I'll see white tails just jumping. You know, deer just jumping. Looks like it's all mud minnows. No pressure. He's right there. He's in all that sloppy stuff just around that corner. You could probably almost put it in the slop. But he's definitely feeding in that zone. I'm going to ease you in there just a little bit. See if you can see him on the edge. I think if you drag it on top, they'll just hit it. Yeah, just like that. Good cast. He might be on that little edge going into the left. You see that little arm going into the left? He's underneath that mat. It's hard to catch a fish when he's in a spot like that. Yeah. That little, any of the little clear spots, yeah, there, the one on the point right there, or the one to the right of that a little bit. There's another one of these down there. Because you've been hitting all the sweet spots in those open ponds and they're just not. If this wind wouldn't have banked all that mat there, you'd be able to punch through. I don't have a bass. Yeah, just let it fall there and just hop it a little bit, see if you get his attention. Although it's going to be, I'm going to be honest with you, if you hook him, but see, he can go further back in places that you can't get to now.
Yeah, and honestly with this, what's the chance I could even pull through that mat?
Well, I didn't want to share that with you. I just figured you'd be excited just to get the hit. Some of our most viewed videos happen this time of year. And that's because I like to put my boat, well, where the others can't go. The little Eldora really gets us back there. And Robert was the perfect guy to shoot this video with, and we overcame some really tough conditions. I mean, barometric pressure really makes a huge difference. When you go back through your logbook, you're going to find that out on whether you're catching fish or not, because what we call the Chamber of Commerce days, where there's no wind, no clouds, you see everything, it looks too good, those are horrible fishing days. I mean horrible, terrible. But he was the right guy to do it with. He's patient, he's calculating. Like I said early on, he's one of the smartest guys I have on my boat every year. So if you're not following him on Instagram, go to Lynx Angler on Instagram and follow some of his videos. He's got some incredible camera angles. He's got some really cool stuff in his quiver there, showing you guys fishing stuff. He doesn't teach you anything. He just likes to show off what his kayak, his Lynx kayak can do. And well, now he bought one of these Eldoras, so you probably see a lot of Hell's Bell Eldora footage on his Lynx Angler stuff too. And you also may know Robert because he owns maybe one of the largest Subaru dealerships in the Southeast. That's right. So if you're looking for an automobile, you might want to check Robert out. He also has West Orlando Power Sports, which sells everything from side-by-sides to four-wheelers to dirt bikes, even boats. I mean, so he's pretty established over there, and he fishes both coasts. So he's a good client to have because I can fish almost any style, and he's all about it. If I'm teaching you stuff that's going to really help you out, you feel like you've been learning stuff, because we get millions of views on this channel, but I can't believe not more subscribe. They discover us accidentally, and they watch the video, and then they give us the thumbs up, and then they leave. Subscribe, smash that button. I want to make you a better inshore angler. All right. Merry Christmas. Hey, and don't forget about my promotion going right now. On my website, CaptainCaRichardson.com, if you've already purchased something since December 1, moving toward Christmas Eve, we're going to pick the winner on Christmas Day, and I could be calling you to make you the next host or guest host on FlatsClass YouTube. All right, everybody. Merry Christmas.